If you've ever wondered who's behind the special effects in movies like Moonrise Kingdom, The Terminator, and Gremlins, look no further. Meet Gene Warren Jr. and Gene Warren III. Their family has seen 3 generations of special effects artists, and now they teach their tricks at USC. Here's a behind-the-scenes look.
So what we did was we had the students set up a whip pan across the stage, and the first student threw the axe to a black curtain that we had hanging. And on the other side, we had the woman with the axe already embedded in her, under her armpit, and she just did a reaction to the wall. Then we did this simple blood knife. There's no other special materials you need other than a tube up somebody's sleeve that comes out through the knife into the back side of the blade, and somebody off camera pushes the turkey baster type thing with blood through the tube, and as the person cuts their hand, it leaves a trail behind. Better.
It's just slightly too. Oh,
No, started going.
Sorry. Stop bleeding all over the place.
They've seen lots of changes over the years, like evolving studio systems and the introduction of CGI.
well, the digital was a major shift. But before that, there was a real shift. When I said I was a staff dolly operator, there was a real shift when the old studio system, as it was called, where you had departments and staffs, and people had steady jobs, and they covered all the bases. So it had everything from laborers to makeup to actors under contract, and people had steady jobs. When I first came in, that was still happening. But it's as the old studio system was breaking down, it was getting replaced by, because it didn't end, but finally the accountants and lawyers took over to run what was left of Hollywood, as opposed to filmmakers. They're not filmmakers. The financialization of everything, that is the bankers, or I should say banksters, took over. And people came out and they were accountants and lawyers. They were not filmmakers. So that's why you get so many remakes, and they're scared to death to take a risk on anything new. So that was in place through the 80s. And then in the late 80s, into the early 90s, the whole digital came in. So then you had this another big, huge disruption. So you get to a point where the suits, they'll pick the cheaper way. But if you do it all CGI now, and then there's demands from the director and the public and everything else to make it look good, you end up spending more than if you had have designed it to do old-fashioned techniques, which is now, there's a return to that.